Hi, I'm John Renan. I'm the Director of Coaching for the Cherokee Impact Recreational Programs, and I wanted to walk you through what happens at a U5, U6 session. At the beginning of the season, every season, we have difficulty finding people to volunteer to be coaches, and so I kind of want to let you know what is required of you as a parent or a coach for the U5, 6 sessions, and try and encourage you to get out there and volunteer. Remember, there is a financial incentive for you as well as the opportunity to help out your child. So let me show you what happens here. Each of our sessions is organized into a group training session and then a scrimmage. So on Badger Creek, here is the park right over here. And on Tuesdays, we are on field 7 right over here. So you're going to come in, you're going to take a right at the first right, and then you're going to take your next right and then come down to the field 7. And then on Saturdays, we're going to be on field 3. So you're going to take that right and you're going to continue on past the concession stand right here. It's the field to the right of the concession stand. And we're going to be to the right side right over here of field 3 for both the U5 and the U6. So in the map, you can kind of see it here. We're going to be on this far side over here. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we'll be here. Tuesdays is optional. It's a 5:30 start, and it's a little less structured because not everybody goes to it. About 60 to 70% of people go to the Tuesday session. So you're not required to go to the Tuesday session. It's just a bonus for your registration. Saturdays is on field 3. The U5 will start at 8:45 sharp, and the U6 will start at 10:30 sharp. Now, I do have to tell you that there may be some transition time getting into it. So especially the first week or so, you may find difficulty getting into the park because a lot of people are leaving. And so just try to make sure you get there in time so that you can make it to the field on time for the practice to start. Okay. So each one features a group training session and then a game. So on the Tuesday session, this is kind of be a little bit crazy here. So I want to kind of lay this out for you. This is field 7. Here's the entrance right in the middle of the field. And then for the U5s, you're going to be at the south end of field 7 for your group training. And then U6, you're going to be at the north end of the field for your group training. Right after we get together and do the group training, because people come in at different times for the group training, so it usually gets started about 5:30, like I said, and then some people are going to come in a little bit later and a little bit later. So we don't do any team stuff at the beginning of that session. It's all large group training, and I'll show you that in just a second. And then after that, we'll kind of line you up alpha for the U5s over here on the south end of the field, and alpha for the U6s right over here. So kind of go to the space for where your team is assigned. If you don't know the name of your team, let me know and I will find that information out for you, or somebody will be able to help you. Coaches will be able to help you get there. So first we do the group training. Right, and then afterwards, we're going to play games. And so this is the field layout here. So it'll be 3 fields here on the far end and then 2 fields here in the middle. So I may say, take your child or take your group and go to field 2 to play. And then you guys would go to that middle field right there, or go to group 4, field 4 for to play. And so the play on Tuesday, again, is a little bit more open. You may not be with all your team members. Sometimes we try to get the girls to play with the girls and the boys to play with the boys. But generally speaking, you're going to try and keep as much of your team together as you can. But it is a little more fluid on Tuesday simply because we have a lot of people, not everybody shows up, right? So Tuesdays is practice, large group training, and then play with this field setup. And so that's how we would do it. And then what you're going to be doing is pretty simple. You're going to help me out with the practice part of it, and I'll also show you that right now. So here is an example of a large group training session from a couple of years ago. Sorry, sliding wrong here. So there are the coaches and some parents who are helping me out. So I run the session right here, and you simply help me out. And then we also have parents that are along the sideline here that are keeping kids in bounds. That is a big issue with the kids, is making sure they don't get too far out of bounds. And then I'll lead the session, and you just help me out. All right. And sometimes you're going to do a little bit more, like in this situation here where they're supervising, and there might not be that much to do. And then other times you may be just kind of encouraging your kids, trying to get them to do the skill or the activity that we're trying to do. Sometimes you're a participant. This here is called Don't Let the Bird Bite You in the Booty. And your job is to chase the kids down the field. So nothing super complex on your part in terms of the coaching here. All right. Then we play 2 different types of games. On Tuesday, we play a game called New Ball. All right. Sorry, going there. And new ball is really, really simple. You have a bunch of balls. When a ball goes out of play, you put a new one in. It's really intense. The kids go very hard. We want them to do two things. We want them to find the ball, and we want them to go to the ball. All right. And then once they get to the ball, some of the skills that we showed them earlier, we want to see if they can do those things. But basically, you want them to attend to the ball. So some of the kids have difficulty knowing where their goal is. Some have difficulty responding to the ball. And this is kind of training them to do that. So on Tuesdays, all you do is put out a new ball. You can vary where the ball is going. So a lot of times if one team is much better than the other team, you're going to give the other team, the weaker team, the ball more often. Or if there's a kid who's not involved, you can kind of encourage them to get involved by giving that specific kid the ball. All right, and also if you have issues, especially with our under fives, you may actually even give one kid a ball and say, just go score a goal while the rest of the team is playing. So you just kind of have some flexibility there, and you can't go too long on it, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then they're going to need a break. They go a little bit longer when it's cooler, but they don't go that long. So you just play, break, play, break, play, break. Super simple from a coaching perspective. The ball is the challenge, and you want them to attend to the ball. So that's the Tuesday game. And then on Saturday, we play a game that's called Dribble In. So it's the same idea, but we simplified the game for the kids. So if you don't know anything about soccer, every time there's a restart, we have to put the ball back in play. And it's very confusing for the kids if you tell them, don't use your hands, don't use your hands, don't use your hands, and then, oh, go take a throw in. So what you did is every time there's a restart, so it's a kickoff, a goal kick, a corner kick, or a throw in, instead of the kids handling the ball or taking a kick, they simply dribble in. So all you have to do is you choose one player, like coach is doing here. He sets the ball there. This is a goal kick. He chooses one player. The other coach is just kind of helping out there to make sure his or her players are in the right spot. And you simply say, where's your goal? Go score a goal. And then they dribble. Not very complicated restarts for you. Your goal is to encourage them to do two things, to dribble, and then to try to score a goal. So here we go. We'll see another one right here. So the ball goes out of bounds. Coach gets the ball, sets it. Not quite the right place, but sets it, and then they go play. That's as simple as it is. You don't tell them to pass. You don't give them any instructions other than find the ball, go to where's a goal, and go score a goal. So that is the two games that we play in the practice. And so basically all you're doing as a coach is you're helping me out at the group training. And then the hardest part is getting the players to the assigned field to play, putting the vests on them. They can't put the vests on by themselves, and then getting them to make sure they know where their goal is, and then just simply manage the game. So for Tuesdays, it's new ball, just putting new balls in play. And on Saturdays, it's dribble in, pick a kid, tell them to find the goal, go to the goal. It's super simple. So if you have any additional questions for me, please let me know. And remember, if you do volunteer to coach, a couple of things to think about. Number one, you're going to be there anyway. You might as well help out. Number two, there is a financial incentive. You get a reduction in your registration fees for volunteering. So if you don't volunteer, we'll get volunteers there the first session usually, and if not, the first game. So if you have any additional questions, please contact me, CSA, jmernan at csaimpact.com. Thank you very much.